Hey y'all, welcome back to our very bookish channel. My name's Amanda. I run the channel with my friend Jen, and in today's video we are going to be revealing and reading our December Secret TBR picks. So our theme for our December Secret TBR is reading a book we wanted to read by the end of the year. And for me, I wanted to do a Christmassy book. I have said this before, I'm not really a seasonal reader. I don't have to read summer romances in summer or horror books on Halloween or fantasy books in the fall, anything like that. I feel like the atmosphere can enhance the book, but it's not necessary for me to read and enjoy the book. I can read all of those books any time of the year. But I do feel like Christmas is the only time that I can get into a Christmas book. So I wanted to pick a Christmas book. I'm not big on romance, so I was struggling to try to find Christmas mystery. And I realized that I have the perfect book. I was gifted an art through NetGalley, so it's going to be right on my tablet, but it is a book I have been really wanting to get to. This book is part of a series that I have loved and enjoyed, and it also has one of my favorite book characters, Molly the Maid. So you guys have probably guessed it. I'm going to be reading The Mistletoe Mystery by Nita Prose. This is a short novella, the third book of the Molly the Maid series, and if you all have not read this series, it is so adorable. Molly the Maid is in her 30s. She's a 33, I think, ish year old woman, and she is on the spectrum. She has some autism, and the way that this author writes her character is so fun and good. Molly just has this really innocence about her that comes from not really understanding social cues and social commentary. She takes things very literally, and she also sticks to lessons that her grandma taught her. Her grandma raised her and her grandma taught her things, and you're constantly hearing about what Gran says about this and what Gran says about that, and they're just really cute. She solves these mysteries. She works as a maid at this grand hotel in the city she lives in, and she solves all these little mysteries. So I'm very curious to see what the mystery is going to be in this book. She does have a boyfriend at this point, and I feel like this might be a good story, because I know you just can't help sometimes a little Christmas romance, and I don't mind a little Christmas romance, but I don't want to read an entire Christmas romance book. So I'm hoping this will be a little short story, and I'm hoping that a subplot of this book will be Molly and her boyfriend kind of taking their relationship to the next level, because they're just so cute, and I feel like she's in a good point in her life where she's very happy. So I would like to see what that is in store for them in this book. Of course, that nothing could happen with their relationship. Everything could remain status quo, and we could just solve a fun little mystery, but we're going to find out. So I'm going to be reading this book. And because this is just a short novella story, I picked out another book to read. And Jen actually recommended this book to me. Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. Jen has not read this book, but she said it's been very popular and she's been seeing it a lot, and it is a mystery book. So I thought this is also a very skinny book, so I thought I'll just read these two together in this vlog, and that would be super fun. This is a third book in a series, and I do have the second book in the series. I was gifted this arc a long time ago. This book came out in January of this year, but I didn't realize when I requested the arc that it was the second book of a series, and I hadn't read the first book yet. So we're just gonna skip straight to the third book of the series. I am gonna read the third book. I think they can probably be standalones, I'm hoping, but I'm gonna read the third book and then eventually circle back around and read the first book and read the second book that I was gifted. So these are the two I'm going to be reading in this vlog, and I hope that we have a good time. I'm really in the mood for some Christmas mysteries.
Hey guys, we are discussing our December Secret TBR picks. I am very excited because I've been wanting to read this book for several months now, and I kept putting it on my TBR, but it wasn't a part of a video necessarily. and therefore it kept getting shoved off of it. And I kept coming back to it, which is saying something. And I decided when we were doing mood reading, something we wanted to get to for this vlog that we haven't been able to get to earlier this year, I felt it was the perfect pick. Now, this choice was part of a video that we were reading the first chapter and trying to decide which one. And I ended up doing the puzzle. It was a sequel to the Puzzle Master. It was called Puzzle Box by Danielle Trussoni. And I did enjoy that book, but each book that I had read the first chapter, I really wanted to read, and I was very tempted in that vlog to like read all of them, but we are behind in what we've been recording and posting, so there definitely wasn't time for that. So my December choice is My Favorite Terrible Thing by Madeline Henry. This one is about a detective. Oh, she's young, and I don't know how official she is as a detective. The first chapter, she just kind of said how she does things that are unorthodox, that she does things that aren't by the rules or the norm, and she gets what she's aiming for every time. She said she's very successful and she just needs more and more cases to get the clout that she needs to be doing it, I guess, full time. A couple examples in that first chapter were kind of weird. I think that's why I ended up going with the puzzle box, because this was the second one that was really reeling me in as to, I really want to read it, because the case she ends up having for this book is a very famous author. And by the description of the author, I would put her as popular as a J.K. Rowling or a Kristen Hanna. Kristen Hanna does a lot of historical romances, like World War II romances, and I think she writes about other things too, but her most known one is Nightingale, which takes place during World War II, and I did read that for a vlog this past year. And it sounds like her books, the author in this book, she goes missing on her wedding day, but she's a very popular best-selling author, and she's known for kind of a romance vibe, and it's the type of romance that is historical and almost, I don't know if I would say fantasy, but it reminds me of what I heard Outlander is about. And I know there's a TV show on that book too. It's Diana Gabaldon, where it's jumping timelines, because it sounds like these two who are in love in the storyline, they see each other over a course of many lives. So the long and short of it is, this is a very popular author, and she goes missing on her wedding day. No one seems to know what happened. There's no real clues. Some people think that she just up and ran away. She wasn't really wanting to marry the guy she was with, and her rabid fans think something nefarious has happened. So the detective in here, she is going to find out what is happening. I am very curious to see what's happening. I like the style of the writing from the first chapter, so I feel like I'm going to get sucked into this book. I'm very excited to start it, so I will see you after I have read some pages.
All right, y'all, I've sat here for just a little while. It's not been too long, and I am 62% into, oops, I just went back a page, 62% into the book. I'm on chapter 7, and since these are short books, I don't know how much I will be able to update y'all, but I feel like I can update you in this. I get the feeling that what I suspected with Molly the maid's relationship with her boyfriend, maybe going to the next level, is a thing. There's been some little clues. Of course, you're getting Molly's point of view, and Molly doesn't see things the way like a normal person would see things. Like, she doesn't interpret clues and hints and little subtle things. She takes everything super literally. So she's not understanding what's going on, but I think as a reader, getting her perspective and you being able to decipher the clues, you're like understanding what's going on. And I'm really, really enjoying this book so far. It's really, really reminding me how much I really enjoyed this character and reading her little mystery stories and getting back into these books. And now I'm getting curious, like, when is the next book in the series coming out? Technically be the 4th book or the 3rd book if she counts this as like a half, because it's a short story. So We'll see. I don't know, but I'm gonna, after I read this, I'm gonna look it up and see when the next book in the series is planning on coming out. Because I definitely have enjoyed getting back into this series, and it's making me kind of anxious for the next book. So we'll see. We'll see when it's coming out, and I'll let y'all know. And Primrose just jumped up here. Let's say hi to Prim. Oh, my pretty Primrose. My little Primrose. She does this thing with her teeth, like, she like pinches me with the front of her teeth, kind of like she's trying to pull a flea off of me or something. I don't know. She just did it up here on my face and just did it to my hand. It doesn't really hurt, but sometimes if she pinches you the right way, it can hurt a little bit. Let me know if y'all have dogs. This is the only dog that's ever done that. She's a long-haired miniature Dachshund. If you guys have like a weenie dog that does that, let me know, because I think that might be a trait of the weenie dogs. I'm finding that the weenie dogs have very specific traits and habits to them versus the other dogs that I've owned. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm curious to know if your dogs have ever done that. Let me know.
All right, I have read a chunk, more than I wanted to before I did an update, but I got kind of sucked into this story. I'm very intrigued as to what happened with Claire. So Nina has been asking the family a lot of questions. She's been talking to the mother and the sister, which I feel the sister's kind of a red herring because she almost seems very suspicious, and she has done some things that kind of point a finger to her as to what are her motivations. Nothing else has been revealed as of yet. I don't really have a theory right now. I'm just enjoying watching Nina look for clues and asking a bunch of questions of people around Claire and trying to figure out exactly what happened. But I'm very sucked in. I have a feeling it might go a little faster, but I'm still so tired at the end of every day that I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to read, but I am very much enjoying this so far. So hopefully it keeps going that way. I will give you guys another update when I've read more.
All right, I just finished The Mistletoe Mystery in Molly the Maid series by Nita Prose. It was so cute. It was so adorable. I would highly recommend this book. It does reference the previous books, but I think it could be a standalone if you want to just read a really cute Christmas mystery. You don't have to know, like, you can gather what's going on in the short story. You don't have to read all of the other books, but it does reference some of the things that happened. So obviously I really liked the book. This was a really fun short story, and it's really got me back into Molly the Maid's life and this little world at the Grand Regency Hotel and all of the little mysteries that she kind of digs up and solves. So this was fun. I am looking forward to finding out when the next book's coming out. Oh, let me check real quick. I wanted to check and see when the next book's coming out. Okay, so according to Goodreads, The Mistletoe Mystery is listed as book 2.5. So the first 2 full books, and then we have the short novella, Mistletoe Mystery, as 2.5. And the third book is going to be called The Maid's Secret. It's going to be coming out April 8th. So I'm going to keep my eye on that, and I'm definitely going to be adding this to my most anticipated it'll be March and April. Our most anticipated video for March and April of 2025. Okay, so next I'm going to be reading Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret by Benjamin Stevenson. I am really glad, y'all, to be reading a physical book. Even though this is hardcover is not my favorite. I'm more of a paperback girly. I am really excited to actually have a physical book in my hand that I'm reading again. I do like reading on the tablet, but I just feel like it's a certain mood, it's a vibe, and sometimes I'm in the mood to read on the tablet because it's convenient, and especially if you have like a really big, thick, chunker book, it's just easier to hold the tablet than it is to hold, especially a hardcover. Oh my gosh, those big hardcover books are so hard to hold. But I am excited to get back into a physical book, and I will be reading this. It does look like in here there are pictures, so like the inside's done really cute. If you can see the details on the page here, and there looks to be some kind of little advent calendar picture before the prologue, and then each chapter, it looks like, has a picture like this. So I don't know, this is a really cute little book. So I'm really excited to get into this, and I'm not gonna have time to start it right now, but I will give you an update once I get the book started and get maybe like halfway, or when I feel like there's a good point in the book that I can talk about.
I have an update. Something strange happened. This book took a left turn, and I'm not exactly sure what's going on. And I feel that it's either a huge plot twist, maybe I missed some things when I first started reading this, but I think it was kind of hidden, and now I can't talk about it because it's pretty much like a plot twist. If you were reading this, you wouldn't want to know what happened, but I wasn't expecting that. And there's not much I can talk about because a lot has happened, and it wasn't what I feel you were set up to think about at the beginning of this. I'm completely sucked in. I need to know how it ends, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna finish this tonight. So unless something shocking happens that I want to record, then I probably will just do final thoughts. So that will be the next time you see me. But I wanted to show a book that I was doing some Christmas shopping, and this whole room is a freaking mess right now. I have so much, and I am not showing you, but this is also the room that I'm doing all of my Christmas stuff in, and there's stuff everywhere. Not just books, but like Christmas packages and things. But I was at Barnes & Noble and I saw this book. I haven't heard of it, and it's called The Turn Glass. And the way it is set up, and this is the backside, and you flip the book to read a different perspective. It's hard. I'm gonna try recording it without me in the frame. So this is the book, and you can see that there's like a house, or I don't know what that is. And don't mind all the Christmas candy that I am trying to make. I got these Christmas tumblers that I'm putting candy in for people at work. And you see all the boxes in the background. Anyway, so it's set up that there is a story in the beginning part of this. And then you flip it. See, this is typically the back, and there's a story on this side, which I think is really cool. And it's described as an immersive crime story, and it's two intertwined tales printed back to back. At the book's core are separate mysteries running across different timelines that are linked. So 1881 is one of them, and then 1939. So, and it sounds like there's someone who thinks that they are being poisoned, but it says flip the book over head to tail and read the second story in the opposite direction, or read in both directions at once, alternating chapters, which is kind of cool. But it made me really want to read this, so I think this is going to be one I put on my January TBR. I just wanted to share that with you guys, but you'll see me at Final Thoughts most likely.
Hey y'all, have a reading update for you. I got to chapter 10 last night. And I haven't read this author before, but I'm really enjoying this book. I wouldn't say this book is like, deep and profound or anything like that, and I don't think it's meant to be. But this has been a fun book. So the author in this book speaks to you directly as a reader, and I think that's really fun. And I do feel like I'm not getting certain things because I haven't read the first two books of the series. So there's certain quirks and things about the character that I am picking up on, but I don't fully understand because I haven't read the first two books. So I do feel like I'm missing out a little bit. I am able to follow the story and understand everything that's going on, and there are some references to the previous books. But so far it's not like I'm lost. I'm like thrown in the middle of a series and have no idea what's going on. This book, I think this book could can definitely be a standalone so far from what I've read. And I'm enjoying it. It's been fun. You're following a sleuth in his own right. I don't think he's nothing official. It's not like he's part of a police department or any kind of official private investigator, but from the previous crimes that he has solved in the previous 2 books, he has become kind of popular and he's gotten some notoriety. And he even has an independent journalist that follows him around, constantly trying to get quotes from him or find out what he's working on and take his picture and that kind of thing. So it's been fun. It's been really fun. But his ex-wife has been accused of murdering her boyfriend. And her boyfriend was the head of this big foundation. He used to be a movie star, and now he's the head of a big foundation. And this foundation supports a theater. And in this theater, they perform magic shows. I've just been learning a little bit about what's been going on with the ex-wife and the murdered boyfriend, and in being introduced to some of these suspects within this theater. So it's been really fun. I'm really enjoying it. And that's probably the only update I'm going to have before final thoughts, because I'm already, halfway through the book. It's page 70, and there are only 169 pages in the book. So I'm almost halfway through the book, and I just don't think I'll be able to give you any more updates without spoiling things. So I will see you next in final thoughts.
Hey guys, I'm here for final thoughts. I was just recording for our Christmas bookish episode. I was recording the gifts I got for Amanda, but that's that video I am now doing. It's been one of those days where I'm trying to get so much done, it's not funny. There just never seems to be enough time in a day. So now I'm here to discuss my final thoughts on My Favorite Terrible Thing by Madeline Henry. How do I... So I didn't love the book, but I think I had high expectations for it because I've been trying to read it for so long. I did like the left turn that it took and the twists. I feel like it made the book even better. But I feel almost like I wish there was more at the end. I think that's what's bothering me about it. And I would probably put it between a 3.5, 4 stars. I don't feel like it was, I would say close to 4 stars for me, but I just wish there was more at the end. Obviously, I can't talk about the ending. There were a lot of twists, and I just really wish that it didn't end kind of abruptly, in my opinion. And I do feel that the very end, it didn't fully, I don't feel like I fully got what it was trying to say. I want someone to read this so that I can discuss especially the very end. I still enjoyed it. I was really sucked into it, and I kept wanting to know what was gonna happen. And the left turn that it took definitely kept me riveted to it. I didn't want to stop reading. And I love when you have books like that you, especially when something is happening and all of a sudden like time for you just stands still and you just want to keep reading and the outside world disappears. I love those type of books. And if it had more at the end, it would not only have been a solid 4, it could have been a 5. This could have been a 5, in my opinion. But I was disappointed. I had high hopes, and it got closer than I thought it would, though, especially with those plot twists. So I would recommend this. I especially recommend this so someone can talk to me about it. I really want someone to talk to me about the very end.
Hey y'all, editing Amanda here. I'm just getting ahead of the situation and going to point out that yes, I am wearing the Holly Jolly sweatshirt that I was wearing in the beginning of this video, but in my defense, it has been a couple of days since I filmed for this vlog, and I did not remember wearing it in the beginning of the video, but my holiday themed sweatshirts I do wear a couple of times around the holiday seasons. So like my Halloween sweatshirt I wear a couple of times around Halloween. My Christmas ones I wear a couple of times around Christmas, because you can't wear them really throughout the rest of the year. So that's why you see it twice in this video. Hello friends, I have finished Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret. I keep forgetting the title of this book. But I have finished Everyone This Christmas Has a Secret, and I thought it was a good book. I think it was a solid mystery. I don't think it was, like earth-shattering, groundbreaking or anything. I do feel like it wasn't very Christmassy. It does take place in New Zealand, so not a very wintry setting, but that doesn't bother me. If it's talking about, if you have a Christmas tree or you have decorations or it's talking about festivities, something like that, it still feels Christmassy even if it's in a warmer climate. And this book didn't really talk about that much at all. I actually forgot really that this took place around Christmas time throughout most of the book. So it did not have a very Christmassy vibe, even though it is, I guess, that time of year for this book. So between the two books that I read, Mistletoe Mystery was my favorite. It was very, very much more the Christmassy vibe and feel. It does take place in a big city in wintertime, and the story was really cute. So I did like this one a little bit more, but I do think that when I'm in the mood for mysteries and just fun mysteries, not dark or grim mysteries, I think I will start with the first book of this series if I get my hands on it and start reading the series, because I did think this was very fun and I did not guess the end. So it was very fun. It was a cute read, but this one just had more of the winter Christmassy cute vibes that I was sort of looking for. Plus, I'm a fan of this series. I mean, I've said that before. I just love the main character, Molly the Maid, and I love the way that Nita Prose writes the main character. I just think that she does such a good job with this character. And I love the way you see the character's world through their eyes, but you understand, some of the things that she struggles with and what's actually going on, even though she doesn't know what's going on. It's a really nice book.
As you can see, we're in Christmas mode. I am not going to have much time. I got a good amount done today. I have gotten a lot of gifts wrapped and some final touches on things. I'm still waiting for some packages, but Amanda's is done. I have to finish taping it together and taking it to the post office. So that'll be very shortly. And yeah, it's the holiday. It's time to just take a moment sometimes and breathe and maybe read some to just make some of this stress go away. Thanks so much for watching our December Secret TBR. I hope Amanda loved her Secret TBR book. I don't know if I know what she was doing. I know it's supposed to be secret, but sometimes I have an idea of what she is doing, and I don't think I have any idea, so I can't wait to see her part of the video. Thanks for watching, and as always, until next time.